Yes, blessed love family. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, people. Good night. So we're in a different slot tonight. In fact, we're in our original slot, aren't we? From when we used to do Instagram and those kind of lives, we always did it on a Sunday night. It's when we switched over to YouTube that it became a Friday night. We thought it might be better. I don't know why, because Sunday night suited me while I was in Tanzania and it seemed to suit everybody else. But when I came back, it just seemed like, I was working, other people are working. It seemed like a good time. But I hope you've all been well. We have had a really brilliant weekend. Flyer in. We were in Birmingham yesterday. I was tempted to put up pictures and videos and stuff, but the team that I was with was like, you know what, Afua, don't. Like, you just don't want no one to know your location. So, it is what it is. But we had a good time up there and also down in London. So, yeah, we're on the campaign trail. I did say a couple of weeks ago, if not last week, could have been the week before, that we would be holding off on cases until after the March. After the March, we'll get back to normal. We'll get back to our format, and we'll start hearing about some more cases. And to be honest with you, you know what? It's good to take a break sometimes. Certainly for me, it is anyway. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to do another members live if I can fit it in the week, where I want to be really candid with people and kind of share with you some of the load that's been going on. So, yeah, other than that, this is all about the promotion. It is definitely March time, my people. We have got literally 7 days to go. Last year was what it is. This year, it should be better. Let's not forget the time and the date as well. Because I know a lot of people are asking, I don't know, I think the attention span of people is really shortened because it's out there, the date, the time, but people don't read anymore. People don't concentrate on things anymore. So you've got to be constantly doing it every day for it to hit. And that's quite tiresome for me. So I'm going to keep flashing it and I'm going to keep putting it up every day on Instagram. That's as much as I can do. But the date is there. It is Sunday, the 16th of October. That is this time next week. Gather in Windrush Square at 12 o'clock. There is the route. That's what we're going to be doing on the day there with the little yellow arrow thing going down. And that's what we're going to be doing. So that's what's happening. And I've had lots and lots of DMs, lots of shows of support and so on and so forth. I actually quite like this Sunday slot. It feels quieter already. And that's a good thing. Yeah, it's always a good thing for me because a lot of the passer and the carrying on is tiresome, my brothers and sisters. Let me tell you, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. Blessed Lioness Keats, blessed Paula. I've been dealing with a whole heap of things, in the background, and still trying to organize this and make it a success. And do what we've doing. I had a lot more help last year, but then I sought a lot more help last year because I wasn't in the country. And I guess me being me, I've kind of just done it all this year because for me, it doesn't need that same level of attention because I'm in the country, when last year I wasn't in the country. So I needed a lot more support in that way. Not saying I don't still need support, because we do. No man is an island, and I'm certainly not. But yeah, we need to get it going, and we need to kind of bring back our focus a little bit, because we have to remember why it is that we're here. We are here because the first perpetrator that ever came to our attention, or certainly my attention, or which I brought to you guys, was Vincent Rat. And it was all about him for quite a long time. And then what started to happen is that other women started to come forward with their stories and their evidence and their legitimacies. And it became a lot bigger than Vincent Rat, and a lot more people were exposed. And that continues to happen. So we need to remember why we're here. And yeah, we can put a stop on who we're calling out next and where that's going and so on. But let's kind of rein it back into where we started. It's ground zero, somebody said last week. One of our brothers said last week. And I think that's a really apt term. It is ground zero why we go to Brixton. It's ground zero because that's where it started. That's where the bulk of the women who spoke out came from South London and Brixton mainly. And it's not because I choose to cover that area. It's because that's who's been talking. You know, it's South London women that talk more than anyone else. And probably because this campaign is most well known on that side of the water. But the momentum is going. And, you know, being in Birmingham yesterday and so on, massive. I'm hoping they will follow through and get on buses and cars or whatever and come to London. We'll see. It's a big ask when you think about it. I think the natural progression will be to have the march somewhere else by next year, if we have a march, you know, if there's still a need. Because what we've got to understand in the world, people go, hey, where's it all going? You know, I can't tell you where it's all going. The CPS can tell you that. What I can tell you is that we raise the awareness, and based on what the victim at the time wants, which invariably is to just expose him and go away because they've tried every other avenue. That's what people fail to understand. A lot of the cases that we deal with have already had police attention. And those that haven't, it then becomes a percentage of how many women you can convince. And it's not even convince, because the art of this thing is not to convince anybody of anything. You've just got to support a woman, you know, make suggestions, give her avenues, and do what you're doing. You understand? The other criticism that we hear is that we don't put up helplines and stuff like that. Now, there's a reason for that. Anyone who knows this platform knows that this is a Pan-Africanist platform in its very essence and nature. You understand? The fact that we haven't gone for funding and made ourselves bigger and put services out there based on funding from the system is because it's a Pan-Africanist platform. Let you not forget it. We want Black Pound. We want us to be able to do it for ourselves. And actually, our people don't support it. So, as usual, you know, that's not me quibbling about my platform. That's the fact that Black people just don't support each other. You know, that's a fact. We know that. And why would it be any different here? So we get our support, but it should be bigger than what it is, especially for our numbers in terms of who views it and who comes on and whatever. So we know a lot of people are here for just the passer and just the criticism and just the tearing Afua down because they hate me. We know that's what a lot of people are here for. But the true followers are the people that I'm interested in. And it's the people that turned up last year for the march, and it's the people that will continue to turn up this year. Those are the people we're interested in. Those are the people we care about. In terms of cases, I'm not the CPS. All I can do is shove it forward. All I can do is give the evidence that I was given, which I've done lots of times with different police cases. Now, nobody wants to sing our praises when it comes on to, thank you, T. Oxo. Thank you very much for that, because those are exactly the people we're talking about. Yeah, when it comes on to successes, we've got 2 cases that have now gone through the CPS, and those perpetrators have been charged, whose names I'm not going to mention at this time. When the cases come up, all you will know about it. And we've also got another one who's one of the bigger names as well, actually, whose case is with the CPS, awaiting whatever decision they make. So at the end of the day, what more can I do, people, except raise the awareness, call it out, encourage whoever needs to go to the police, work with the police the way that I can, which I do. Even though they've pursued me, I still work with them if they need me to. And that's as much as I can do. You understand? This has always been about the fact that there was a smutty little character called Vincent Rat terrorizing the community, who'd had it coming for a long time for somebody to stand up to him. We did. And what that gave rise to was a lot. If you remember in the early days, Eamon Edwards and this one and that one, everyone had some kind of connection to Rat. So it wasn't just Rat, it was his cohort that was terrorizing the community in the way that they were. Yeah, that became organic and grew, and it then gave rise to lots more names and lots more people and lots more stories, and that's just always the way it goes. You understand? It's how things evolve at the end of the day. And when you look at the spectrum of Vogue, I used to go on a lot about Vogue in the early days. When you look at the spectrum of Vogue, which stands for violence against women and girls, you know, when you look at that whole spectrum, it isn't just about pedophiles and perpetrators. It's about domestic violence. It's about all sorts of violence against women and girls. And therefore, this is what has always underpinned this platform is violence against women and girls, because the two are indivisible. Talking about pedophiles, a lot of the time you're talking about violence against women and girls. Yes, we've highlighted men, those who have come forward, but how can we highlight what we've not been told? It's not been about not, oh, you're not telling about the women. Well, I'd like to, but the brothers ain't speaking up, because actually we know from the statistics and from experience that Black men rarely speak up about their abuse. And actually, when you look at the Jamaican model, they don't even see it as abuse. They see it as them getting their leg over at an early age with an auntie or their mother's friend when they were 7 or 8 years old. So it's a hard nut to crack. And yeah, let's not forget why we were here. The early people, Eamon Edwards, still guilty. You know, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how many people jump up. And while we're on the subject of Eamon Edwards, actually, his shameless sister reported the video last week about her, and well, it was about her son really, but you know, she took it upon herself to complain to YouTube about defamation. I'm not even bothered. I haven't done anything about it. I haven't written to YouTube and got it put back up. I really do. Because I think to myself, like, what are you guys trying to hide? The horse is already bolted. Take it down if you must. People have already screenshotted that and shared it around WhatsApp. It is what it is. You know, it's not about viewing numbers. It's about the information getting out there. And once it's out, it's out. So you people can take down as much as you want, knowing that what I'm saying is true, because you can't say a lie. It's reported as well that she actually went to the police. Well, good luck with that one, because I don't know what you would be trying to say that I said, you know. So much of our time has been about defending what is going on and what people are throwing at us in terms of shit and mud, you know. So much of it has been about that, and that takes away the focus from why it is that we're actually here. It actually does. We're here to raise awareness. We're here to make sure that the brethren that you call uncle or your brethren or whoever the guy is not walking amongst us and he's an undercover sex offender, whether that be with children or women. You understand? That's what this is about. It's about the fact that the Black community has no mechanism for where we can have this as an outlet. We can have those conversations. We can get that kind of help. The reason that I don't put up helplines, as I say, is because I don't want to put up victim support or domestic violence helplines that everybody goes to. Why? Because I've worked on the inside of them and I know that they don't serve Black women very well. And there is a lack of services in our community. There is a lack of counselling services, proper, bona fide Black counselling services like we had in the 90s, of which I was a part of. There's a lack of all of that. There is only one that I could say was legitimate, and they're called Nafsiat, and they're over in North London, but their waiting list is about 6 months long, and you might have to pay for it. And it's in North London. How is that going to work for everybody? You know, it's a pointless task. So until we get more services, until I get more Black professionals coming on board who at this stage in the game don't want £100 an hour, then why would I want to signpost anybody there? I work quite closely for anyone who's ever been a victim telling their story or me telling their story on this platform, they will bear witness. I work quite closely with NAPAC, which is the National Association for the Prevention of... it's the National Association for People Abused in Childhood. brilliant organization. Doesn't matter who you are. They just deal with the matter as it should be dealt with, regardless of race, culture, whatever. And I signpost a lot of people to them. You know, put up a one if you've ever been signposted to them by me and you're in the chat tonight, because I know what we do behind closed doors. And I also give a lot of my time, my personal time that should be spent with my daughter, sorting out my business, my life, on the phone, in conversation with sisters, myself. So there's all of that goes on in the background. And the people that throw shit at this campaign and this platform don't really know what they're talking about. They just chat a load of rubbish. And they expect their opinions to be heard. I don't mind informed opinions. Have an informed opinion that is factual. But you see, when it's a bag of nonsense, you're just going to get disrespected. That's how it goes on here. And who don't like it, that's your business. Don't watch. This is what I say to people. I'm interested in those that need the platform as an outlet. And I'm interested in those that want to support it honestly, you know, from the heart, as people that love their community. If that happens to be 10 people in number, so let it be. The rest of them are mostly stragglers anyway. So let's take it to the streets, my brothers and sisters. That's what we're going to do. There is something that I need to address tonight, which I'm loath to do. To be honest with you guys, I'm loath to address it tonight because it's been something that was niggling in the back of my mind. There's a narrative that's being built and it's about Smurf. It's about Smurf. So I didn't want to have to revisit this thing again. I didn't want to deal with it in the first place. Let's remember that. Let's also remember that it was nothing to do with me. Let's also remember that I was drawn in by Smurf herself, which you all heard the recording. I don't want to have to play it again tonight. You all heard the recording from the last time of her calling me up, me protesting, me telling her this has nothing to do with me, her wanting to draw me into some sort of passer. And months has gone past where I didn't even share that information. But the victim in the situation, whose identity was exposed, has a right to come on here and talk about it. She suffered enough. She came on in a year ago talking about her actual her issue and the offences that were caused against her. Yeah. So in this respect, it made sense to allow that. And it happened months after the fact. So I wasn't in a rush to do it. But if you ever see the narrative that Smurf is building secretly, because she's not come forward to want to have a conversation since I did what I did or said what I said. She says that I have an agenda, and I'm the one who's putting Donna at risk because I allowed her to come onto the platform. I made her. That was the inference in these WhatsApp messages she's been sending. But you've got no loyalty in your camp, Smurf, because those WhatsApp messages have made it back to me. I'm not in any of these groups that you're posting these things in, and these people, I don't know them that you're posting these things to, but they've made it back to me, your WhatsApp messages. Yeah. People, rather than deal with the truth, are going to want to try to suggest that I build a WhatsApp. I saw one comment. I haven't been in the comments for ages, and I saw somebody say, oh, now we know you like to build fake socials. No, I don't. I built a fake WhatsApp. That's a big difference. You know, for me, it is anyway. I know it's a social platform, but, you know, there's a big difference between that and fake profiles on Facebook and Instagram, in my opinion. So they're trying to use the thing with my baby father against me in terms of how do we know that the things that I've put up about Smurf, I'm putting on voices now. You know, you heard the damn phone call. I didn't call this woman. She called me at the end of the day. So all of this foolishness is going on. I really believe that Smurf wants the notoriety and she wants the kind of exposure and she wants the attention. That's what I believe. That's why I'm kind of loath to go there. And plus, as well, it's boring. It's immature. It's boring. It's mix up. It's just low class. And it's just insane to me, because if I was in any of these people's positions, I would go and have some soul searching going on, but I can't judge the world by me. Enough people aren't humble like that. This person is going around creating this false kind of narrative. And some of these WhatsApp messages have reached my attention. People send me things all the time. So let me share them with you and I will comment on them. And it's just a bag of stupidness. I mean, I can't even believe it, to be fair. So the first one, let me see that. So it says, much of lies, hun, and bad mind. That's what happens when you support others. Alison Mason, Donna, and Afua on a gang up and bullying thing, adding lies to hype up people's platform. People who know me definitely would not believe the lies from Afua. Still cannot believe the evil. Lies not true. I would never send her address, not realizing as I normally do, sending a group picture with her into my people, not knowing it. They were connected. I don't know what any of that means. The rest of it, I can't really figure it out grammatically, but you know, there you are. I don't even know where to begin with that one. I really, really don't. It's just, you know, forget me. I don't know how far your relationship went with Donna Smurf, but you're letting the side down. There is nothing that these perpetrators want more than to see the sisters fighting, you know, and see a bag of foolishness going on. But there are certain things you just can't let it go. You're not going to be allowed to get away with running that kind of narrative and telling people these kind of things. And people actually believe in you. You're not. And I was also told, because I don't go on your platform, that when it was brought up on your platform by a person, you just blocked them. You didn't address it. But in private, you're giving WhatsApp messages to people, chatting rubbish and telling lies. So what lie was told on you? Because we all heard the recording. You were apologizing for what happened. So what lie could be told on you? Because there is nothing there, as far as I can see. Maybe some little nuances that Donna might have talked about that was between you and them, and you know, little bits of the story that come in the middle. I don't know about all of that. That's not me, not my vibe. I don't know what was going on. I wasn't there. What I do know is that you shared information that you shouldn't have done. That's not a lie. What I also know is that I was approached by all parties concerned about this issue, including yourself. So how is that me chasing a story and making her come on the platform because I wanted to follow up on a mistake I made the week before? The mistake I made the week before is because I knew all of this was already going on. I hadn't said anything. I didn't even say it the week before. I just said, behave yourself. You know why. Wasn't really looking to talk about it. It's come up the way it has. You're a wrong un, and you need to stop putting false narratives out there and need to go and examine yourself, my sister. My God. Wow. Just wow. This woman is bigger and older than I am. And this is what she's doing. You know what you did was wrong. You're apologizing for it in a conversation with me, which I taped and played it to the world. Don't people know your voice? I'm sick of them, man. I'm sick of this. It's insane for me. Let's look at the next one. So this is like a whole thread. So it's just for me to meet my agenda by making a mistake with someone with my surname, with her surname, and needed to justify the week before her outburst, and will step on even the victim, putting her at risk, knowing she's vulnerable to come after me. Not I or anyone associated with me was she ever at risk, as this was over 3 months ago. No knowledge of the victim, went nowhere. Come on, Ruby. I don't know who Ruby is. Anyway, whoever they are, I don't know. That is the conversation. Now, this woman has been at risk. It's been a bone of contention for quite some time. She described how her daughter was feeling on the back of it, and there just seems to be no remorse or no empathy. It's just insane. It's just actually insane. And I have an agenda, and I'm stepping on the victim. And do you see the narrative it's building? I'm also told on good source that, you know, she's trying to get in with this. Is what I'm told, remember. I don't know if it's true. I'm just relaying to you what people come and tell me. And it is good sources that she's trying to kind of get in with the man them that I've called out. It's like, oh, you know, I should have listened to you. And it's a bag of foolishness. I'm not even going to bother showing the rest of the WhatsApp messages because it's just more of the same. And what I'm saying is that when is there going to come a time in our community, that we are able to work together and do the right thing and also be able to hold each other accountable? You were given opportunity to make it right, my sister. Like you said in one of the messages, maybe I will show the rest of them. Like you said in one of the messages, it was months ago. It was months ago. So in light of the fact that it was months ago, I could have jumped on it and talked about it straight away. I wasn't interested. It's gonna come draw me into the passa. That's what I'm telling you, Smurf. So right now, you need to stop doing what you're doing. Stop telling the people lies. Just self-reflect, my sister. Because no one don't hate you out here. I'm just disappointed. I'm just wondering what kind of personality disorder leads to this kind of behavior. That's what I'm wondering, because it ain't normal. If you've made a booby, like you came across in the phone call that I played, like you came across in that, be respectful, be remorseful, but be like that to the sister. She ain't really had none of that. You tried to go on with something, you didn't accept it at the time. Be mature enough to realize that, put yourself in her position. Actually, she's going to be angry. Don't start to say that people like Alison Mason, who's been nothing but a friend to you, is in some sort of plot with me and this other woman. It's foolishness, and it's mix up, and it's passer, and you need to stop. Big old man Smurf, you need to stop. It's a bag of foolishness, and you need to stop. That's all it is. I'm not going to say no more on the matter. I find it all really distasteful, to be fair. I want to get on with the business, my brothers and sisters, of promoting the march and getting us out on the streets and remembering why it is that we are here. We are here because of perpetrators in our community. We are here because sisters were fed up of being raped and not being able to say anything, and being victim blamed and not being able to say anything. Dirty Eamon Edwards, Dirty Vincent Rat, all of them that have been called out on this platform, have been here for a reason. And we need to understand that. We need to understand that and remember that. That is the focus of this campaign and this march. And marches cost money, because that's the other indictment, is that I'm thieving people's money, and we ain't even raised that much, people. We raised just £1,300 last week, and security costs a whole lot more than that. Last year, not last week. Last year. Since last year, we've raised just little over £1,000 again. You understand? Come on, guys. What's it all about? They're talking like I'm running off with tens of thousands of pounds. What is their problem? Get them out of the way. T-shirts held up in a port somewhere. Long story. I'm going to talk about that on the members live. But that's fine. We'll get that going. It's not a problem. And there's always next year. But red is the color, as it was last year. People have to remember as well that this is a march. It's not an event like, I don't know, Brixton Splash or a park event. It doesn't have all those trimmings. It is a march. We are going to march. We are going to make our presence known. We are going to rally. There'll be speakers. There'll be performers, because that's how we do our thing as Black people. There's always going to be that. But let's keep it in focus. It is a march. And we're asking the authorities to please move forward with their investigations. That's what we're asking. Yes, there are investigations underway for some instances, and for some they haven't even bothered to follow up. Imagine that. I don't have control of that. So people need to stop looking to me for a conviction. That's what they need to stop doing. It doesn't mean that there isn't attempts to get a conviction. Know that. That's what it is, my brothers and sisters. And you know what? It's a nice break to be able to do shorter lives and not have to do 3 hours and stuff like that. Not that I don't mind. I don't mind. That's what the platform's here for, to hear those stories for as long as it takes. And that's why I allow that to go on for 3 hours. It's organic. Let us just deal with it. There are some of those American type platforms that go on for 7 hours. I actually couldn't believe it. But yes, my brothers and sisters, come out in force. If you're not already a member, members pay their subscriptions. Donate to the march. It makes it easier on our pocket, personal pocket. Remember that. Any shortfall, I make it up. So I don't want to hear nothing from no one, yeah? Bring a red banner. Bring a banner of, in support of the cause, which is about historic sexual abuse in the Black community, hitherto not been spoken about, no presence, no services, no specialized anything that we have in our community. Nothing. There's actually nothing. There's individuals doing their thing, and I congratulate them for that. But as I say, we don't have a proper statutory service where our people can go, and you can get that on the NHS. It's not there anymore. It used to be. We did used to have a couple. Ladbroke Grove, Brixton. There used to be a couple. But right now, it's a sorry state of affairs. And until there is, you will not see it running across my screen, because I don't see why we need to give them extra numbers for them to get extra funding. And meanwhile, there are lovely, great grassroots organizations that actually have been priced out of the funding. I remember the time when the public sector turned and it was no longer about a free-for-all with funding, and they had funding lists that really only incorporated the big boys. So that, the little man was never going to get a part of funding anymore. There's only certain places you can go. So there's a whole lot of politics which people don't understand. I hadn't been up in the comments for a while, and actually I was up in there today and it just pissed me off again. So I thought, you know what, I can't take on board ignorant people that aren't here for the right reasons, that don't support the cause truly, and just take it on board. I can't. I don't have the time. I don't have the headspace. I don't have the inclination, the spirit, none of it. So that's what you see sometimes, my brothers and sisters. And I kind of miss the days of Instagram lives, because they were just rough and ready and raw, and it depended on what mood I was in that day. We've been a lot more streamlined on this platform. For some, it hasn't been streamlined, but let me tell you, it pretty much is. It pretty much is. I might start. In fact, I might do a series of Instagram lives this week to promote the cause and to promote the march. Yeah, let's get back to Instagram. I haven't done a live on there for a minute. So yeah, look out for me on Instagram. Look out, put on your alerts or whatever it is they call it. And yeah, look out for me, man. We're doing shorter lives. Next Friday, I will definitely be on, and we will definitely be going live from the march on the day. It will be a lot better this year. We realized the mistake last year was that one of the sisters was accidentally covering the mic. So we'll make sure that doesn't happen this year. We'll have full audio and full sound. It says record low. Can you guys hear me all right? Am I coming through? Put up a one if I'm coming through. I don't know why it's saying record low. Not sure why that is. Alkali B. Yes, you don't know, LB. The days of Insta. Yay! Yeah, let's dirty up Insta and get upset with me all over again. You remember they used to block me and do all sorts of madness. That's why we came here in the first place, actually. And I had to learn Instagram, and it was really difficult. See, a lot of people that, blessed love, I can hear you, brilliant. You can hear me. A lot of people that come onto the live, I've only just come onto it in the days of now, which is the last year. They weren't on it for the whole year on Instagram prior to that. Oh, sorry, on Instagram prior to that. They weren't there. They don't understand the whole thing. They don't understand where it's coming from, how it's evolved, where we've got to where we're at today. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do. Still a lot of people that was there from day one, but a lot of people don't. And a lot of people just come in for certain stories and make an assessment from there, So I don't really follow all of them. I follow all the soldiers, the faithful soldiers who turned up last year, didn't even know that I was going to be there, was turning up for the cause. They weren't turning up for me last year because I weren't going to be there. I was going to be there by satellite, remember? I was supposed to come on a big screen from Tanzania and address the crowd, just like I do on Instagram or YouTube. It would have been exactly the same, but on a bigger screen outdoors. That's what people thought. So whoever came out last year came for the cause. You understand? And those are the people I'm interested in this year. Be that 10 or 10,000. You understand? 10 or 10,000. But let us not forget how this started. Let us not forget. Vincent Rapp, Eamon Edwards, Tony Buttons, Victor Lindsay, and all those early people, Punroy, early people where this began, and it just tumbled from there. That's not my fault that there are so many disgusting men doing disgusting things in our community. I'm not a roving reporter, like I keep saying. I don't go out looking for any stories. They all come to me. Sir Lloyd, another one. They all come to me. They all come to me. So if anyone wants to have a beef, why don't we start turning our focus and our attention onto the men that caused these issues in the first place? And some women, as we've heard. You understand? Why don't we turn our attention onto the wrong uns in our community? Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that, people? If you want to have your say, I'm going to put out the link. Oh, if only you lot knew. If only you lot knew. Like I said, I'm going to get real personal. in a members live and kind of share with you lot a little bit more deeply. But there's a whole heap going on in the background, my brothers and sisters, a whole heap. These people that are trying to stop me every step of the way, you know, and that shows me that there is a lot more to hide. There's a lot more that can come out. That's what it shows me. People are still afraid. What is there to be afraid of? We showed last year where there was even a bigger threat than this year. That actually there's nothing to be afraid of, because when you're walking with God and you're walking with righteousness and you're doing the right thing, nobody's going to really come and harm you. Vincent Rat came. I don't know what he wanted. I don't know if he came to rush the stage and try to beat me up, if he came to kill me. I don't know if he came to just heckle and shout or try to have a reasoning. I don't know what his intention was. At the end of the day, he turned up and he couldn't even get nowhere near the argument. So it is what it is. And at the end of the day, if people want to come and harm us or harm me in any event for relaying what I've been told by women in the community, if it's my time to go, then it's my time to go. But my God ain't ready for me yet. Remember, I telling her that. So it will not be successful, because no weapon formed against this shall prosper. No weapon formed against any of it shall prosper. It shan't. You know, we didn't pick it. It picked us at the end of the day. So I just hope everybody knows that. I really, really do. I really, really do. There's the link. Did I put it out? I think I've copied and pasted, but I'm not sure if I put it out. Here it is. Jump on. Let us know if you're going to be there. Let us know if you're yeah, there's the link. It's in the chat. Yeah, let us know if you've got any thoughts, what I'm saying. If you want to just have a word of support, if you think we shouldn't march, tell us why we shouldn't. And yeah, jump on and have your say, people. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up. Quick live yet again. As I say, we've got no stories that we're covering. I've got a line of stories lined up that I could be covering in these weeks, but I just want the focus to be on where it started, why we're going out, and for us to focus on going out. That's what we need to do. Come and show that Black women can come together as one under a subject such as this and not be divided. March. Let's do it. And it's time that we had some sort of justice, because you know what? The authorities are very good at turning a blind eye when it comes on to matters of sexual abuse, whether that is childhood sexual abuse, getting the perpetrators for that, whether it is rapists, male rapists, adult rapists, getting them for that. It's a very poor rate. Rapists. Blessed love, talk with mine. Oh, okay, brother. How you doing?
Welcome, sister.
You good? Talk with mine. Oh, okay. You got
hold on. I'm trying to figure this out now. Hold on.
You got a silence the actual live on YouTube.
Yeah. I just clocked.
You see what it is? I wish you could do a tutorial for a lot of people that come on, because everyone gets stumped by that usually. A lot of people.
How long I've been trying to learn how to use this? It's the first me I use it.
No, it's not the first. Second.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How you doing, my brother? Bless you.
Good, you know. I'm just trying. I think what I'm gonna say today is just like, see the brothers, yeah, all the man them that claim to stand for something and don't fall for anything. The man them that respect their mothers, the man them that's got children, that's got daughters, that look at their daughters and love them like unconditional, and you know you couldn't see a fly touch your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the man them that we want to roll out the march. Those are the concerned brothers that we want to be out there supporting the sisters, the aunties, the mothers, and the daughters that have been, you know, victims of certain things that should have never taken place. Let me show you something. Our people already went through slavery, and the slave masters them already done that to our people. Then why is our people coming done that to our people as well?
Yep, that's always been my argument, brother. Killer P. Talk up the things, brother.
Talk. It makes sense. Why are we doing that to our own people? You know what I mean? So yeah, I just urge the brothers them, roll out, man. Roll out. Could we roll out for raves and funerals and all the things that, you know what I mean? But roll out for, this is a cause. This is something that's affected a lot of our parents, our aunties.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Why do you want them to stay silent?
This is what I kind of not getting. That the man them from that generation in their 50s and whatever. Sorry, they're not even in their 50s. They're in their 60s and 70s, a lot of them man now. You know? we know what you lot were getting on with. We get that. But what about the youngers? What about the fact that your aunties and your mums? I was saying it from last year, Killer. Why is that not a concern for a lot of mandem? I don't get it.
A lot of them.
Is it that it is a concern, but they don't want to be seen?
No.
What is it?
I feel like most of the mandem. Listen, any man that love their mum, yeah, and has seen their mum go through certain struggles, would stand up and be a part of this. But you know what it is? There's individuals that certain people might say, okay, I'm loyal to this or I'm loyal to that. Cool. But overall, this is happening to people, bro. It's happening to most of our families that has kept it silent because they didn't want even us to find out about it.
That's right.
So when we get wind that, you know what I mean, these things have really been riddled in our community for so long, and there are stories that we've got wind of, but no one hasn't actually told us. The horse's mouth didn't tell us. We heard. Now people are speaking out, and people need the support from the brothers, the sons, you know, the baby fathers that were there in the beginning that turned their back, and then these other people came in and abused that, and he heard about it. He never done nothing.
He didn't do nothing, exactly.
You understand? So obviously the younger man them would feel that pain like, Rob, if I was of that nature, that age, I would have smashed up them man there. I think I could have been around my mom. You mad? I was one of the youths. So it's only going to touch those kind of youths, them that kind of have that bond with their mom. You know, there's a lot of people that don't have no bond with their parents, Bridget.
Yeah, hell of a lot. I think that's part of the problem. A lot of the youths weren't nurtured by their mothers or breastfed even. Do you know what I mean? They weren't. I'm telling you.
I spoke about that on my podcast last week about the cosmetic parents. The females that put breast implants, back implants, lip, all that stuff, and even perming their hair. You know what I mean? So that means they're putting even. And remember, these people are pregnant people. You know? So you've made that decision to not breastfeed the child already. The first 3 months of the breast milk is very vital for the child.
Absolutely.
That's why we've got so many motionless young youths. They're very emotionless. They can come into
and also, brother, just to come off topic a little bit, looking up the children with the MMR and the holy vaccines and whatever, and then wondering why we've got such a high rate of autistic little black boys. This was another thing. You know what I mean? No one wants to listen. These are the campaigns I used to be on back in the day. And again, no one wants to listen, but we all want to moan when the outcomes happen as black people.
When it goes wrong. What's wrong with us?
But we're in this sense of denial, my brother. We're in this sense of denial. And do you feel that it is because of a sense of denial that people just don't want to deal with this type of issue in our community?
I think a lot of people in our community today like to run with they like to follow. There's no leaders. Where's the leaders at?
None. They're gone.
There was leaders, like all the women on this page is leaders. I salute them. LB, big up yourself anyway you're there. All of the elder females, them that know me from a picnic, man has enough respect. Yeah, they're the leaders. Where's the male leaders? 1 and 2, JJ them, couple man them. You understand? But where's the man them, the force?
You know, the proper giants that we used to have as leaders. It's not there.
The driving force of the man them prefer to bicker amongst each other and weaken the structure of us.
That is part of the problem, you know. And what people need to understand, that when we're dealing with issues that affect the black community, you can't deal with them in isolation. So people will say, oh, but you're supposed to be calling out pedophiles. Why are you talking about this? It's the way that we compartmentalize our problems now that I have a problem with, because we need to know how it's all interconnected into that experience that we've come out of, called slavery and neo-colonialism, and how it interconnects. It's like people don't read anymore. They don't. They get all their information from YouTube, knowledge and everything.
We as a people were lost, Regine. Even though, look, we can read.
Love, Sister Tammy. Yeah, I'll talk to you in a second, my sister. Go ahead.
We can read the most books, you know, sis, and we can watch the most YouTube tutorials, documentaries, etc. But you see, if you're not living good, that makes sense. Because all of what we're looking at, what we're seeing, what we're learning, what we have in front of us, is supposed to give us some form of influence, good or bad.
Absolutely. Where's Leo Mohammed? Well, I did try to talk to him when I first started this campaign. I tried to talk to a few of the others that were in the old camps, and they all shied away from it. So there you are. Nowhere to be seen is the answer. Tammy, come back on. We just had you. I don't know if you wanted to come on, but
big up, Tammy. Listen, I only stepped on the platform just to say to the man, as a brother,
rally them up, Killer P.
Big up to the man, then please roll out though. Don't be shy. Roll out and support the aunties, them. Because we've all got family members that's been a victim of this. Yeah, no man can't go around the thing. It has been that. You know what I mean? So roll out and support the mothers, the aunties, the sisters. You know what I mean?
Bless you for that, my brother. Bless you for that, yeah?
Heart of love. Yeah?
All right. Blessed love. Blessed love. Yes, man, this is what I like. I love that brother there, you know. And him himself worked with a lot of controversy, but you know what? He seems true to the cause, and that's it. And he's saying actually what I want to hear brothers saying at the end of the day. You know, this is about the cause, but everyone's made it about bloody Afua. You know, do they like me? Do they not? Allow me. I'm just a messenger. Stop. Just a messenger, yeah? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? If you got inundated with all these people telling you that these things had happened to them, yeah, thank you, Mitch Walker. That's another thing, isn't it? But I'm not going to go there tonight. But thank you for that, Mitch Walker, for that comment. Thank you very much. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, Tammy, if you want to come back on, jump in. Jump in, my sister. There's the stream link again for those of you that want to copy and paste it or write it down. I don't know how it works here. I think you can copy and paste it out of the chat, can't you? So that's it. I'll put it on the screen. Also, if you want to make a donation to the cause, to the march, that's where you go. And yeah, we'll keep it moving. I'm looking forward to it in terms of, you know, that it was so beautiful last year, my brothers and sisters. It was so nice. And I know a lot of people regretted not coming out last year. So a lot of people are saying, yep, I missed it last year. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen. It felt a bit edgy. But I think now this year, people realize that it really is just about coming together and showing that solidarity for the cause. Yeah? So jump on. Let's hear some more words of support. Amazing energy last year. It really was. Let's hope we can replicate that. You guys got long memories. I love the oldies, you know. I love those that have been on it from the day dot. Yes, Hurricane Toya. I love those people there because you lot get it. You lot get it. When you make your little references and I understand that you get it at the end of the day. Oh, dear. Well, I hope you can join us this year, sis. I keep saying this week. Tabs. Device is not connected, Tabs. Sorry. Can you connect your camera and your microphone, please? Otherwise, you can't get in. Can you do that for me? Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Okay. Tabs, put your microphone and your camera on, and then you'll be able to come on. That's the way it is. It looks like people want to chat tonight, which is nice. All those with a major platform should be supporting. Yeah, we know this, Kay. But at the end of the day, a lot of them too hot to handle. Not a conversation we want to be having. Oh, they'll jump up and down when there's a police shooting or whatever, or when there's something that has a little kudos on the back of it. When it comes onto this issue, nobody wants to stand for it. And that's the way it is. You know, that's what we've seen. And that's the way it is. That's the way it's going to go. So we're going to do our thing. As I said, there was a lot of hype last year, especially when I came in a puff of red smoke. That, to me, it was about putting two fingers up to the likes of Rat and people that had said that they were going to kill me if I came over, basically. So that's why I came in the way that I did. We will not be having grand entrances like that this year at all. So no one expect that, please, because it's not going to happen. It was suggested to me that I should do the same. And I was thinking, what for? That would be like some kind of stage show. Like, no, that's not what this is. You understand? So I'll just be there. I'll show up. But Last year, there was a reason for that. There was a reason for all of that kind of drama when I entered, you know. No one knew I was coming. It was an element of surprise, and it was also 2 fingers up. How about this? I'm not just going to come. I'm going to come in a puff of red smoke on your ends, and I'm going to do it. You know, that it was that kind of standoff at the time. That's how kind of tense it was between those making threats to me and those that, you know, yeah. We've come a long way since then, my brothers and sisters. We definitely have. And I'm really looking forward to it. So this time next week, it would be all over. And we'll be going live after the march like we did last year. We went live direct. Did we go after, or was it the day after? I think it was the next day, actually. So we'll think about how we're going to do that. I want to thank all the mods, as always, and those who've been supporting the platform right through from day one, even the new supporters that have come on, who actually get the narrative and get what we're trying to do. Yeah, Lioness Keats, they were all saying you were chatting because you were in another country. Absolutely. So that's why we came in kind of in your face type thing. But there's no need for that this year. We're here. We're here trumping you and doing our thing. So yeah, my brothers and sisters, come out, wear red, whether that's a red jacket, red t-shirt, whatever it is, that is our color. And if you remember from last year, we chose that color because it is the color of alarm. You know, red is the color of danger, yes, but it's also the color of alarm, about raising the alarm. And that was our kind of reasoning behind why it is that we chose red. So we're wearing red. That is our color. Bring as many banners as you can. I want to see some creativity. I want to see people making their own banners. We've got our own emblem that's going to be flown. Praying that that comes true. A lot of things have gone wrong with deliveries and stuff lately. So hopefully that will come through and we'll have that on the day. But make your banners, come true. You know, be creative about it. Everyone knows what the cause is about. And so on. Who just reminded me of something? I think it was Keats that just reminded me of something in the chat. Let me try and find it. The Black Awards coming soon. That was it. Let's not forget about the Black Awards as well, because it's literally 2 weeks after the march. It's on the 30th, Sunday, the 30th of October. I think a lot of people have become desensitized to the promo that I do, and they're not really looking at what it is. So I am up for an award under Honours of Distinction, Community Achievement, and I want to win it because I want to say in your face to all the people that have tried to get me denominated with foolishness and tried to bombard the Black Awards, oppress them even into trying to denominate me. And that's the reason I want to win. So please go on and vote. It's not an easy thing. The website is a little bit convoluted, especially for a certain generation that might not be great with tech. So when you go onto the website, you kind of go, there's like a little, you know, the 3 little lines at the top, and you press that and it drops down the box, and then you can see who the nominees are. It will tell you kind of Honours of Distinction and the different categories. You go into that. When you go to Honours of Distinction, you get onto that page, you look all the way down. So you go through me, Courtney Griffiths, Anna Romney, and those are the three people in my category. And when you get to the bottom of that page, it says vote for, in very small letters to the left, it says vote for a candidate or something like that. You press that and then it gives you the names and you can vote that way. Someone was suggesting that I should do a little video for people that kept asking. The description or the link is in this description, actually. Yeah, as it is for, I think I've got another link up somewhere about something. I don't even remember. But I do know that I've put the Black Awards, website in this description on this video, on this live that we're doing now. So I've done that. If you want to vote, go to the website. Any problems, give me a shout. If you want to actually attend the awards, then here it's where it's going to be. It's going to be Sunday the 30th of October, Sapphire Hotel, which is the banqueting suite in Croydon somewhere, and the event starts at 6 p.m. So you're going to have to go to the website, which is www.blac.org.uk, and purchase your tickets if you want to attend the award ceremony. If not, then just vote. And I'll probably do some, I don't know if we'll be able to show any rushes or whatever from the day, but I'll certainly be making you aware of the outcome. yeah, if I can find out to get this off the screen would be great. Let me see this. So yes, my brothers and sisters, taking it at a very, very easy pace at the moment. And seeing what happens next week. That's kind of where we're at right now. That's where we're at. Doesn't look like anyone else is going to try and come back on. Thank you, Lioness Keats, for that. Yep, there is the link. She's put that in the chat. Have a look. Ah, there you go. Even better. There's the link. That's why I love Lioness Keats. She's proper efficient. Yeah, so my brothers and sisters, I will see you on Friday for the big pre-March live on Friday. And then I'll see you guys on Sunday, man, in the square. That's where it is. Ground zero for the His Time Is Up campaign. That's where we'll be next Sunday at 12 p.m. A lot of people gathered from earlier last year, from what I can remember. I wasn't there until a bit later on, about 1 o'clock, but or not in the square anyway, but I was in the vicinity, and I was getting a lot of intelligence coming back from the square from people that knew that I was about. So I know that a lot of people gathered from about 10, 11. We'll be setting up around 9, 10. So it is what it is, but we're not starting until 12 o'clock. Hopefully on time. I think we did start on time last year. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm going to see you guys on Friday. Have a blessed, blessed, blessed week. Look out on Instagram for a few short lives that I'll be doing across the week. Not sure of the times or the days yet, but I'll try and fit at least 1 or 2 in. For those of you that are on Instagram, look out for that. Put your alerts on and it tells you when you go live anyway, doesn't it? So yes, loving you, my brothers and sisters. I hope you've had a really, really lovely weekend. Back on the grind tomorrow. And I will see you guys on Friday, if not in the week. Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love.